Holy Blackpool opening weekend, and welcome to the Chain Dots podcast here live on YouTube. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone in the chat. There's 15 people currently watching. Wow. Thank you so much for joining us today. We know we had a break last week, but we're back. We're back, and Sean isn't here, so anything could happen. How are you all doing, guys? You all good?
I am good. Are you good?
Yes. I'm excited.
Yeah, I was a little bit busy last Wednesday.
Yeah.
In between flying down to California and taking photos,
which we will get into.
Like to show off.
I know. Yeah, just went to California. Just trip to LA. You know. Just...
To be fair, it's not even that like I was in LA on the weekend visiting friends, and then came back, and Wednesday was the only day that I was back home, and like I had to basically, and I had a photography job for like 4 days, like coming up like after Wednesday, so like I had to spend all day Wednesday just sorting my life out, and then I worked in the evening, so like I had no time to talk to anybody.
Literally.
And then literally the morning after, I was on a photography job for like this past weekend just gone. So
nice one, man.
No, we here.
And today we're gonna touch on a little bit of news. There's some exciting stuff going on at Port Ventura, so we'll talk about that in a bit. But we're gonna talk about like some ideas for Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and Mikhail has just yeeted himself out of the.
He's back off to LA.
He's gone. This is
got another job. Did you not know?
He's back. There he is. He's back now. So, how is everyone in the chat? We've got Josh, we've got Leaves on the Lines, we've got Bullock, we've got Matt, we've got Claire, we've got Karen. Yeah, we've got a few people there. And get your comments in the chat what you think you would do with Blackpool Pleasure Beach moving forward in the next few years, because we're going to talk about that pretty soon. If you are listening to this on Spotify, we are live on YouTube. So come on over and check us out on Wednesday evenings. So,
and if
Mikhail,
you're listening on Spotify, you can't see the amazing impression of Keith Lemon you're doing right now.
Yes, I am.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask about that. What the hell did you do to your hand?
Well, it's fucked.
I nearly made the rudest joke in the world. Carry on, quickly.
Shouldn't have done
it. No, it's it's bad. But yes, we're gonna talk about some news. Stay on track.
You started it before we even went live. I warned you.
No, am I right-handed? Now the camera's flipped, Matt.
Mirror camera for the win.
Camera's mirrored.
Throw everybody off.
Oh, you are dirty people.
Disgusting. Absolutely.
Damn it, you.
Speaking of on track.
Yeah. Titan Track has turned up for Stampeder at Port Ventura. What do you guys think about that?
Just get some new trains.
Yeah.
What are you fucking about for? There's absolutely no point.
Like, they want to do everything to this ride except give it new trains.
Yeah.
Literally.
So what I've read, it looks like they're doing, I don't know if they're doing the drop or if they're just doing the turn where the high five moment is.
Yeah, I don't know how much of it is getting retried. I don't know if the
but it's after many years of jank rides on that ride. I think that
sweet.
I think that Stampeder.
You're talking about the popcorn, right, Matt?
Yeah, exactly, Mikhail.
Sorry. Continue.
John, where are you? Right. Stampeder. Titan Track. Right. Do we think it's warranted, or do you think they should have just like...
I think it'll help.
Yeah,
I think it'll help.
I think it'll help a little bit.
Personally, I don't know if it's weird because like the three options that I think are most likely that any retracking project will go with, being the RMC 208 retrack, the GCI Titan track, and the Gravity Group pre-cut track. I guess you can't really go wrong with any of them, but like I think personally I would have been more excited if it was a Gravity Group pre-cut track, like retracking project that was going on.
The whole thing.
Yeah, like I just feel like that is a way of bringing like just a modern, smoother experience to wooden coasters while still maintaining the integrity of it being a wooden coaster. I think that's the best option for parks to go with in that respect at the moment. But I can understand why like parks will see manufacturers like GCI and RMC doing all steel or aluminium in GCI's case, sort of like track that like new track design concepts and stuff, and think, oh well, if we want to stop wooden coasters like from just like basically deteriorating over time, then why not just all steal it? But I don't know. I like the idea of it getting GCI pre-cut track over anything else, I think. But I mean, I hope they
Titan track though.
Yeah,
all of a sudden at parks.
I hope they at least
Wodan getting some as well. Like,
yeah.
I hope they at least like paint it or varnish it to make it look a bit more in keeping with the rest of the structure, though, because it stands out.
I mean, it's like the
parking lot.
It's like the prominent part of that ride as well, like the flyby, what it does, and it would look a bit fucking stupid if you just got this steel track and you got the rest of the wooden structure behind it. Because the thing is, with that view from that point, that vantage point, the drop looks massive because you can't see behind Stampeders. The first drops always look bloody huge from like the plaza area if you catch a glimpse of it, because you don't realize how high up it actually is. And it's a great first drop as well on the Stampeder. I've always enjoyed it. I've always got great airtime off it. It's just when you hit the bottom,
it's great
and when you hit
off it.
yeah, great airtime. When you hit the bottom of that drop, though, it's bad. it's bad.
Yeah.
On the when you take them turns, especially the ones that they're doing, it can be very aggressive, especially late in the evening or at night. It's been running all day. But I think it's cool that they're investing into Stampeder and not just ripping it down. I'll be honest with you.
Leave it out, James. Just pull it down and get something. Nah, man. Like if it's you go on, Emma. Go on.
No, I was just going to say I've been to PA a couple of times, but not as like an adult, as an enthusiast. Like I was like a young kid, and then as a teenager. So
salute, isn't it? What we do.
Well, yeah, just oldies, isn't it? And my memories of Stampeder is, but obviously, without outing myself for how incredibly old I am, we're going back a long time. I loved it. I like a Woody. I mean. I love Nash. Okay.
Throwing it out there.
Really, thanks. I
don't think we've ever heard that on this podcast before.
So I liked it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I've heard some stories recently about it is particularly unbearable in certain places. But yeah, just going back to, I know like I blew it out at the beginning, but just get some new trains. It would help greatly. Would it not?
That's,
you can retrack all you want sometimes, but if you've got the shittest of trains on it, then
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they ride it. Yeah, they might be. To be fair, they might. Could
have done a combo, get a bit of track and some new trains.
Combo.
I mean, if they want to follow it up and throw Millennium Flyers on that shit, then
shit,
I will not be mad at it.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I mean, they already shouted the manufacturer to retrack the thing, get some Millennium Flyers on it.
Yeah, Matt says, "What do you think John Wardley thinks of metal track on Woodies?" I imagine. I don't think he likes it.
I think he can't wait to see the entire thing just look grey. Honestly.
Yeah, grey
in a western area.
Just look at it and go, wow.
Oh my! That was way too on point. But yeah, no, yeah, I think it's good that they're investing in it. But yeah,
I think it's iconic for the park.
Yeah, definitely. To Emma's point, they want to do everything to it except give it new trains. Just stop fucking about and give it new trains, please.
Maybe it's the track this year, and then maybe it's trains next year, or like, I don't know. Be exciting to see. I'm hopefully going to go out and ride it this year, because I really want to see what the difference is. I really do.
I used to love it as a kid as well. I rode it when it used to run PCTs.
Yeah.
I used to lap that thing.
Yeah. Tomahawk's a nice little coaster next to it as well. It's fun. Now I do like that part of the park, and obviously they've just put Uncharted like in the vicinity, so for them to be investing into Stampede is nice. It shows that they're investing into the park and not just putting Ferrari everywhere. So that's nice. They did a video as well, and Paulton's Park have done a video as well. Well, a lot of videos actually showing like behind the scenes of the parks and all the renovations and stuff that they're doing. PA put one out as well. I don't know if anyone's seen it in the chat, but I'd recommend it. It looks like Dragon Khan's had a bit of paint, loads of jet washing, like loads of stuff going on in the park itself. It's lovely to see.
Yeah. That shout out to Theme Park Science for the amazing nerd shots of Furious Bacco's launch. So
Yeah. That is a great launch. Furious Bacco is a great launch. It's just the rest of it's fucking it's an experience.
Dragon Khan getting repainted to its original colors for the 30th anniversary. I need to know if they're repainting the trains as well.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Because I will fly out there. I will fly out there next year or this year. Because I missed those original Dragon Khan colors not every day. I won't be that dramatic, but
remind me which ones are the original colors?
The red track and white supports, and then the trains it had a blue train, a green train, and a brown train.
Oh, I thought it was yellow. It's brown. Yeah, okay.
It has like yellow bits on it, and it had yellow restraints, I think. I just remember that because like it was all like when I went to Portaventura for the first time, like for the first few times, like when I was like 8 or 9 years old, it's all I could think about.
Yeah. And that the skyline was so different as well without Shambhala being there. Dragon Khan looked fucking huge.
I say it all the time. Like
it looks so big.
I was so upset when they initially when they first built Shambhala, because Dragon Khan always looked so massive to me and just so imposing, and Dragon Khan and Shambhala made it look like a fucking swing set.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
It was so. I was like, what have they done to my boy? I've gotten used to it now, and like, to be fair, like people I've talked to before have said how like the current Dragon Khan colors look good in context to having like the massive Himalayan mountain in the form of Shambhala behind him, because it looks like a dragon flying around the mountain. With Shambhala's colors being grey with the white track, it looks like snow-capped like Himalayan mountains.
Himalayans,
or Himalayan Alps, whatever. With like this like Chinese dragon flying all around it and stuff. I'm like, that you make a very good point.
Yeah, it looks cool. when you get the visuals of Dragon Khan and Shambhala going around at the same time, and you catch that little bit of dueling off the drop, that is that's a nice special little enthusiast moment. That when you see that, it's really fun. And sometimes during the splashdown, it'll hit the loop after the mid course. Dragon Khan will hit the loop, and Shambhala will hit the splashdown, and you get a really nice shot. So Emma? Did you ride Dragon Khan then in the past? Yeah. So when it's on its own.
Yeah, I've got some photos of me. I was once with my dad. I went once on a school trip. What school trip? So I think I was about 14, 15 when I went. So many moons ago. But yeah, I've got photos of me stood, you know, like the shot that everyone gets by the wall with Dragon Con and then Shambhala behind it.
Yep.
Obviously, and yeah, you're right. It looked fucking huge.
Because it was.
And I remember, to be fair, I remember riding it with friends that weren't really into roller coasters, and I remember being on the front row. There was loads of flies. I remember that, and it being like I do. It was high, man.
Yeah.
That's what, like I said, I don't remember a lot, but
have you ridden Shambhala?
No, I was. Do you know I was going to go this weekend until that was the original plan, and then realised that Ferrari isn't open until the end of April, so I put it off. So I think I'm just going to go in the summer, but it is on the cards for this year.
Nice. Yeah.
Good luck in the summer. Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, you can time it. Sometimes it can be like dead during the week. Well, that's the problem with PA though. Everyone gets fucking.
Everyone gets Express Pass. Apparently, it was better last summer.
Right.
Apparently, they did change some things, but
I need to go back to Ferrari though. Like Red Force is just an awesome ride. It's so fun. Speed.
I did GCSE Spanish math.
I've still not
got to go.
Yet. I haven't been back since. I haven't been back to Portaventura since the year before Red Force opened. Well, I guess Ferrari Land opened.
Yeah. Oh, so you've not done it?
Like, no.
Wow.
I've seen it because I went in 2016 because it was already built, but it opened the year after.
Right.
So like I've seen it in person, but I've not ridden it.
I actually went the year before it opened, seeing it constructed, and I remember I went to Decathlon to get some stuff. And that's just like up the road from where it is, and we walked past and they were putting the Ferrari sign up, which was pretty neat.
Unlucky Claire.
Oh no, what's going on here? Yeah.
Hi Emma, not Emma, Emily / Dan.
Yeah, Emily Dan.
Like
hello.
PGL. I went to PGL as well.
PGL.
Nearly drowned in a canoe.
I didn't go to any. Well, I lied. I went to
that is a throwback.
Thorpe and Chessington.
I went to Eureka.
We used to go Camelot as like an end of year thing.
Thorpe and Chessington was my school trips. When we went to theme parks, usually it wasn't. It was like as like things that anyway, stately homes.
We are going off on a tangent.
Yeah, we are. It's fine. We're allowed
Sean's
to.
not here to tell us.
I hope you listen.
To be fair, I done both. Like we went to
Eureka,
Haworth, some stately home.
Matt had to dress up like a Victorian,
and we went.
Yes,
why was that a thing?
I had to do that. Wigan Pier, not the rave, but like they had the
been there also.
Rave.
The rave. But they had this like Victorian school thing, and yes, we had to do that, and I got slapped by.
Yeah, we did a Victorian school.
I had to wear a dunce. I was livid.
I think I wore the dunce.
Yeah. Why was that a thing? Like, is that still a thing these days? Like,
I don't think so.
No.
Well, like, everybody like Victorian Day.
I actually looked it up recently. The place I went to, it was like always an environmental studies place. It still exists. So potentially they still do the Victorian days.
Haven't done it.
Yeah, but then like I remember doing that, and then me and one of my mates, Jordan, asked my farm tutor, Mr. Shepherd, who's a legend, I'll never forget him, if we could go to Alton Towers, because like our trips were shit. And then he basically just went, yep, arrange it. And me and him like arranged it for like 3 years in the later years in high school. I just remember it was awesome. It was so cool.
Our year 11 trip, like our end of school year 11 trip, was paintballing. And I shot the teacher in the back of the head from quite close range. And I got in big trouble, as you can imagine. I didn't do it on purpose. She just happened to like move into my range when I was behind her. But
yeah,
the trouble I got in was unreal.
Like, fuck off.
So
we're bleeding.
Just talking about hurting teachers. So in my younger years, I used to play cricket for Rochdale, like the proper team. And I used to open the bowling in cricket, and I was quite quick at bowling. And my history teacher, Mr. Jolly, believe it or not, was his name. He
amazing.
He always used to do this thing in class, and he'd throw a ball around because he was into cricket, like big time. and he'd like try and launch it at me just because he knew I played cricket, and he'd be like, "Oh, I can get you out. I can do anything." And then we had a students versus teachers match, and I broke his nose with the first delivery.
What's his own fault?
That I just love that. Like,
I don't think he was so Mr. Jolly after.
No, it was Mr. fucking off his head and dizzy and falling over, bleeding everywhere. It was a fun day.
Well, we've gone
No, it's
completely off track.
We've gone way off.
Yeah,
This isn't
but
even
like,
slightly relevant.
yeah, I know, but it's what it is. Anyway, Mikhail, you went to LA.
Yeah.
Speaking of your jollies, you went up on your jollies to LA.
Yeah, you went your jollies to LA. Segway.
Yeah, went to LA last weekend, not this past weekend, the weekend before. Went to go see a couple of friends, me and my girlfriend Laurel. We went to go visit our friend Nate and his girlfriend, and we went to the Tyler the Creator show on the Saturday, which was fucking insane.
Nice.
That was so good.
Nice.
And we went to Six Flags Magic Mountain the day after, and I spent some time at Knott's Berry Farm.
Oh, naughty.
Before coming home. And it was just okay. So like the first thing is just like I got to ride. I got to get back on two coasters that I like. If I had missed the opportunity to get back on these two rides before they, like got taken out like by Six Flags or whatever, I'd have been so I don't know what I would have done. I'd have been so upset. But Viper at Six Flags Magic Mountain and Accelerator at Knott's Berry Farm. Oh my god, man! They're still so good. It hadn't been in since the first time I went to California in like 2011 that I'd ridden both of those and loved them. And just haven't had the chance to ride them since. And they're both just still like obviously like it probably already like widely known like why Accelerator was down for or like closed for a long period of time. Like it opened up I think sometime last year, and I was like, oh, I have to get back down there. Like, I have to get back down there to ride it. It's so good. Emma, you would love it. It's stealth but longer. Like it's fucking awesome. And Viper as well. Viper is still running like as well as it did 13 years ago.
Jesus.
And I fucking love it. It's the best arrow looper in the world. Still standing, in my humble opinion. But that was awesome. We only had one day at Magic Mountain, so I didn't get to get back on everything. It's weird to think that I went to Magic Mountain and didn't ride Tatsu and didn't ride Twisted Colossus.
Wow.
Because we were prioritizing
what you wanted to do.
We were prioritizing rides that I just hadn't gotten on in so like Riddler's Revenge was back. So I did a trip down there 2 years ago for the Buzz Bars Stumble event, and Riddler's Revenge, Goliath, Viper were all closed. So we wanted on this trip.
Yeah, I started with them.
Prioritize Viper, prioritize Riddler's Revenge, prioritize Goliath, even though Goliath's Goliath's fine. It was not worth the hour and 45 wait that we gave it. And prioritized Apocalypse as well. And that thing's really, really good GCI as well. But what I want to get off my chest, right, is these massive parks with just piss poor operations, and it's like for reasons that are just so avoidable and so easily worked around. Like I just mentioned, Goliath, like we waited an hour and 45 minutes for Goliath, and we get up to the station, and the grouper is not filling, just straight up not filling rows. The thing's on two trains, They're sending trains with cars completely empty.
Yeah.
Like there's an hour and a half queue line waiting to get on this ride, and the grouper at the merge point right before the air gates is leaving air gates empty. How does that make sense?
It doesn't.
They're sending whole cars completely empty on trains. There's a 90-minute queue line of people. It's like, what is happening? I'm like, it's just so completely avoidable in just having the operations be more efficient and just allowing people to not have to wait 90 minutes to get on a decent at best ride. and then the same thing at Knott's as well. This confused the hell out of me. So me and my friend Nate, we rode Accelerator. We were waiting. What's happening? What?
Nothing.
No, nothing. Nothing.
Carry on.
It might be the oh, I love it.
Oh, good God.
Right, yeah. So me and my friend Nate, we ride Accelerator. We are in how Accelerator's station is set up is that it doesn't have like individual air gates for each row. It has air gates for the 5 cars on the train.
Okay.
So if you're standing in one air gate, you're going to one of the 2 rows per car.
Yeah.
Right. And that includes, for some ungodly reason, the front car.
Oh.
So if you wait so it has a separate front row line, but the way they have it set up is that you could wait in the front row line and get row 2. Accelerator is currently running on 1 train, or it might, like, as of like a couple of days ago, I think they added the 2nd train on. But for the longest like time now, since it reopened, they've been running it on 1 train. You wait in that queue line on one train ops to then choose to wait in the front row to wait for the front row, and then you might get directed to row 2.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Are you fucking insane?
You're
gonna make me wait another half hour to 45 minutes for the front row to then put me in row 2, and so like we waited for the 2nd car, thinking that I would be able to ask the ride ops if we can go to row 2, because Accelerator has the older generation Intamin trains that has the tiered seating. So row 2 is sat higher than row 1.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like sitting in row 1 without having to wait in the front row line.
Yeah.
So like when the air gates open and it's time for us to get on, we get directed to row 3, and the ride up is trying to get someone from the front row line to go into row 2, when they're like, no, we're gonna wait for the front row because they've been waiting for the past like 45 minutes for the front row. Why the fuck are they not getting front row?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Does anyone else see a glaring
I
flaw in the system?
Yeah. You're waiting almost like quadruple the time to potentially sit in the 2nd row.
Right. Like, what the fuck?
Not...
Like, how are you gonna make someone wait an extra 45
I don't know.
minutes?
What was the queue? What was the queue time like when you got in it?
So, full transparency, I didn't actually wait over an hour for Accelerator. Like, I rode it 4 times, 3 or 4 times.
Nice.
Didn't wait over an hour for it, which is fantastic. Like, it was a national holiday. It was President's Day. The rest of the park was slammed.
I was gonna say,
Ghost Rider was on a 3-hour queue with 2 trains. I don't know what the hell they were doing over in that station.
3 hours.
3 hours. I went to go and ask how long the queue line is. The ride up told me it was 3 hours. I was like, how many trains are you running right now? They were like, oh, it's 2. Like, we're running 2 trains. So I was like, right, back to Accelerator then.
What was Tatsu on? Like, what was like?
It had a hefty queue, like pretty much all
I was
day.
gonna say, yeah, and that's probably why, RMC was as well.
Had a hefty line all day. But yeah, fucking Accelerator on one train was being operated better, albeit apart from the fucking
apart from the front row
confusion, than Ghost Rider was on 2 trains. Now, Ghost Rider's a much longer ride, yes, but still, what?
Yeah. I bet people were actually queuing for the front for that, though.
I don't know, dude. Just fucking. I've people I've heard people talk about like Knott's operations and like their speed of operations before, and it's just like it's not that like there are justifiable reasons, in my opinion. There are justifiable reasons for operations to be compromised sometimes.
Yeah,
but when it's avoidable shit like that, it's like what are we doing? Knott's Berry Farm is one of the busiest parks on the western side of the US at the very least.
Yeah.
Like you would.
It's on my list when I go to Disneyland. Like I'm going to Knott's Berry.
Absolutely you should, because it's a great. I love Knott's Berry Farm. I love it. It's a great park. But
yeah.
Dude, I'm just walking around like this is the reason why this line's taking.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
I was watching a YouTuber called Fresh Baked. He's a Disney YouTuber, and he went to Knott's Berry, and he was talking about the ops exactly the same way you are. Like, what is going on? Why is it so busy? Like, I think that's why
it's not even why is it so busy. I was just like, why is this the reason that is holding up this line?
I don't know. Parks are weird, aren't they? Like, it can happen sometimes at towers where you just look at Wicker Man's queue. I mean, when we went in 2022, I think, James, when we did that vlog with Dave, we were like, they told us the queue line was ridiculous the day after the night we stayed over. And,
literally, just after park opening, we got and because it was one train.
Oh, it was because it was one train. Yeah, no, it was.
They were like, the queue from here is about 3 to 4 hours.
3 to 4 hours.
Right at the start of the day. And we were like, fuck that.
It was like going towards Mutiny Bay, like round the back of the courtyard. The queue line was ridiculous. We were like, "Yep, we're not riding Wicker Man today." Then that's that. I think you did the right thing though by just going on the rides you wanted to achieve, and not like getting them stupid.
I feel
queues.
like that day didn't really go on anything, did we?
We didn't. We went on.
Had drinks for most of the
we went on Jewel. And then had drinks. Good old Jewel. Who remembers Jewel?
Sounds like a good day, honestly.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah. It was all right. It was all right.
But yeah, no, I mean, even operations aside, like I went prioritizing certain rides I didn't get on last time and certain rides that I hadn't been on since the first time I went in 2011. And like it was a successful weekend. Like yeah, super fun weekend. Great to see very dear friends again. And I don't know, I might try for a little weekend, another like weekend little just like escape down there for like 1 weekend again. But we shall see.
So
Claire said just before you go, Claire said the same system. Talking about Accelerator, I guess.
On GeForce,
on GeForce? Is that the same system that they use on there?
I do not know.
Not a clue.
Does anybody know for that? I have no idea.
If anyone has the cred, let us know. Hello, Parks and Pints. Hello, well, Parks and Frights, I should say.
Frights.
So you went to LA. Did you happen to see the Fast and Furious coaster on your travels?
So we saw it. We didn't go to Universal Studios. But like we drove past it on the way to Magic Mountain, and I saw it like for like a second, like up on the hill. I was like, "Holy shit, that's Fast and Furious!" There you go. That's Fast and Furious. There it is. I saw the turnaround, like that wraps itself around the escalators, and like the whole park is like up on up on a hillside, right? So like it's like high up, and the interstate that we were driving on is like right down, like in the valleys, basically. So like I saw it for like a second up on the hill. I was like, oh, that is cool. Can't wait to come back.
Yeah, man.
Next year for that.
So it's it looks. Does it look as Does it look as intimidating as it kind of looks on?
How's it loud?
Yeah, it's loud. It's louder.
Is it louder?
Yeah, it's louder.
Sorry, I don't understand what's happening.
If anyone wonders like what's going on, why we keep just like laughing, it's because Emma's just
I'm having a mare
for some reason. The microphone's just like. If you guys
hold on.
Just
How about now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, you
there you go.
There you go. What happened?
Using a
Oh my!
Dyson.
I don't know.
Someone's using a Dyson. Comment of the night. That's brilliant. There you go.
Yes, it was a Dyson. Oh well, is that work now?
Yeah.
I felt like a
That
naughty
work now.
kid sat there on mute. I was like, oh. Yeah.
I know. I was like, I bet you had some questions. But yeah, anyway, does Fast and Furious look as intimidating as it does on the images coming off that cliff? Like how high up it is?
I mean, literally, bro, I saw it for like a second. I
That's enough.
barely saw it.
That's
you know,
enough. I remember catching glimpses of Velocicoaster for a
like,
second when
yeah,
I was
yeah,
driving around Florida. I was like, holy shit.
I don't know. Like, I guess with it being like high up on the hill and stuff, but like mostly I was just like, oh, there it is. It's real. It's cool. I was just like, it was just cool. It was just cool to see it.
Yeah,
I did wonder if we would drive past and see it all. I did wonder if I would be able to see it on the drive past.
It's hard not to.
I know the route up to Magic Mountain.
You see that fucking minion from anywhere.
Yeah.
That minion is like. I remember when I first went when we drove into LA for the first time. I was like, "Where's Universal?" Oh, there it is. Big minion head sticking out over a mountain. I was like, "Yep, that's where it is." Well, no, it's good.
No, it was
it's
cool,
good. I'm glad you got back to go and experience them rides, though. Yeah, it's always class going back to a park that you've been to a few times, but you don't really get the cred you want.
I love both. I love both of the parks, and Magic Mountain was on form. To be fair, like everything we wanted to ride was open. It was only a couple of rides that were closed. I think Batman the ride was closed. What else was obviously Superman Escape from Krypton's been closed for a while. Like no one knows if that's like gonna reopen or not.
Really?
I think everything else was open. It's like good on them because like 2 Februaries ago in 2023 they had like I said, like Viper was closed, Riddler's Revenge was closed, Goliath was closed. And a few others as well. This time everything, like damn near everything, was open. So like
that's awesome.
Nah, fair play to them. They've done what they've done well. They've repainted Goliath. The park was a lot cleaner than I remembered as well. Like they seem to be taking better care of the place. And
they should.
If anyone knows what's going on with the new coaster that they're about to start building, and just like the massive amount of trees that they've cleared in that area, you actually couldn't like just walking around the park. And admittedly, we didn't go up to like, if anyone's been to Magic Mountain, you know the mountain, like the top of the mountain where Ninja, the entrance to Superman is and stuff.
Yeah.
Admittedly, didn't go up there because I didn't ride Ninja. But just walking around the park, like you couldn't really tell that many trees had been cleared until you were standing right in front of the construction like site, right? Yeah. But like I remember thinking like even on that side of the park, like by Goliath and everything, I remember thinking, oh, I thought there would be more like open viewage.
Yeah, I know what you mean. More open space
like,
to see like the
I
construction
thought,
going on.
Yeah, it doesn't really like you can't see that so many trees have been cleared because like
interesting
until you get around to the front of the site, which is
good. But was there construction vehicles on site, or was it just
No,
cleared out?
not yet. Not yet.
There's nothing there.
Not
Alright, cool.
not that I saw anyway. Maybe there was, and it just. But I didn't see anything. It was just like, again, once we got around to that front part of the, like, just basically in front of the site, like it was just like open space.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was yeah, like I enjoyed the park, even though even though like they have too many rides. They have too many rides for.
Yeah, I've always thought that.
You need to no. It's not that they have too many rides. It's that you need 2 days there. Like you need 2 days there to get on everything, especially on a weekend as well. Like
right.
You need 2 days to do some rides and then one day to do some rides and then a second day to do other rides. Like I would have loved a second day there to ride Tatsu and Twisted Colossus and Revolution and Ninja and others that we missed. But
yeah,
it's all good.
That's cool.
I'll get back there soon.
Definitely need 2 days. Like if I went there, I'd need 2 days. It's a new park for starters, so I'd want to just experience everything as much as I can.
And the new coaster that they're opening, the Vekoma, like fucking whatever the fuck, but like the whatever it is, that's gonna be good for their lineup, because they just need some more middle ground coasters. They have so many of the, you know, like the 90s, early 2000s, just intense as fuck coasters. And like
the shit that we'd be retracking right now, yeah.
Like you can wear yourself out on them.
Yeah, you can.
Easy.
Yeah.
They need some more coasters. They don't need some more. They have like 20 coasters, like or just under 20 coasters.
Insane.
They need some more coasters and attractions that are just fun and not like rip your face off intense.
Yeah,
just to balance things out just a little bit. But they're doing that with this new one, so
yeah, that's cool. But speaking of parks that people haven't been to yet, Emma, you're going to somewhere pretty cool this weekend. It's not Blackpool, unfortunately.
Blackpool's got better weather, apparently. Yeah, I'm going to Madrid.
Isn't that just poetry in motion?
It's a piss take. That's what it is. Yeah, I'm going to Madrid. I'm going to Park Warner and Parque de Atracciones. Saturday, Sunday, coming back Monday. So I can also get the kiddie cred in Babylon Park.
Of course.
Well, yeah, it's got pissed it down on Saturday, and I'm really bloody angry about it.
All right, you're gonna get on ERS in Babylon.
Yeah,
in London.
I am. Theirs is a spinner.
The shame cred.
Their spins.
Babylon
so
Park.
A little bit better.
That's a wild name for a theme park, by the way.
Is it the same brand of Babylon Park as one in London?
It's the same one, but it's still called ERS, but theirs is an SPF spinner. Makes it slightly more.
I feel like a spinner would have been better than the one in London.
With that, well, yeah, anything probably would be better than that one. And it costs about £8,000 to ride it, doesn't it? But
yeah, I think it's like £8, £10.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I'm missing opening weekend, and I'm very sad about it because it's my first opening weekend in like 6 years, apart from COVID year, that I haven't been to. And Matt will have to fend for himself, so we all know what will happen there. Mr. I'm not going out on Friday night. We'll go out on Friday night and ruin the rest of his weekend.
If you find a tall man lying next to a bin in Blackpool, please return him to
Amanda Thompson.
Return him to Amanda Thompson.
Just drop him off at Sports Direct. He'll be alright.
That sounds very sarcastic, Matthew. Very sarcastic.
We're all very sad. We all feel so bad about it.
Yeah, but yeah, I get to go on Gotham City Escape. So even if it's raining, it's still there, right?
Yeah.
Stunt ball as well. I'm very excited for stunt ball. A little bit terrible.
Nice.
Yeah. So and then part of the attractions like Abismo and stuff. So should be a good weekend. Even though it's going to rain, it's not cold. So I suppose I'm winning slightly.
You'll be fine. It'll be great.
Yeah, so I shall report back.
Are you looking forward to it? Obviously, Gotham City Escape. But are you looking forward to Abismo? Are you a person that likes?
Oh no, I'm putting myself. It looks awful, and I'm not going to enjoy it in the slightest. And the thing is, as well, there's only 3 of us going, so I'm like third wheeling it all weekend as per usual. So I'll be sat on my own. So I've got no one to comfort me in these difficult times. I'm going
Get a big pushy.
Oh.
So I'll be sat next to like some Spanish person that's just going to have me down the rear all screaming and shouting. But no, I'm looking forward to it. It's a bit doing it, but yeah, that and Stuntfall are ever so slightly frightening.
Oh my god, Stuntfall, yeah. I need to get one of these giant inverted boomerangs because they look.
It doesn't look right.
Insane.
So I'll report back next week about
Oh Jesus, yeah. Okay.
how I get on. However, I may be missing Blackpool. I'm going to segue here. But yeah, talking about Blackpool, what would everybody do to change Blackpool? What does everybody think about the changes coming into place? Yeah, I'm doing it, Luke.
Well done.
What do you mean? We need Sean. Nobody.
Let's go.
You're not supposed to say segue before you segue.
Yes, you
No, but I
are.
wanted to make sure everyone was listening. Like, I wanted to prove the point that I was about to do it and I was going to do it well. Okay.
Emma's for segue. Well done.
That's all I'm saying. You can continue.
That's the name of the episode. That's the name of the episode.
Emma's
That's the
first.
name of the episode. Emma's first segue.
Segue cred.
Never to be repeated ever again.
No.
Obviously, the thumbnail has to be Emma on an actual Segway rather than
Yes. Down Blackpool Pro.
like Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Yes.
It's just Emma's face on Kevin James's body.
So, which I can't remember now. Which rides have they said that Pleasure Beach isn't
Okay.
reopening? Because they put out a press release thing.
I did. I've got it here.
Let's preface the conversation with. I haven't read that.
Have you not?
I know that. No, I haven't read it yet, but I know they put it out. What?
I can try and actually get it for
Can
you.
someone,
I've got it on my phone.
Summarize what was said on it.
I'll try and get it up. Wait a minute.
The
So
Sky
they are
Flyer.
closing some smaller rides, including Eddie Stobart, Alpine Rally, Thompson Carousel, Gallopers. Also closing Red Arrows Skyforce. Nash is getting some extra attention, so it won't be open straight away as it approaches its 90th birthday. Yay. River Caves as well. They have not said what is happening, but they are going to have some news very soon about the reimagining of River Caves. So it's not completely dead by the sounds of it.
And,
Yeah.
and the people to blame for that may or may not be in the chat right now.
Matthew.
Matthew, what did you do?
What did you do in the River Caves, Matt?
The last known
They
riders,
may
and
have
all
got
of a sudden
stuck.
it's not open.
They got it stuck. Did they bottom it out?
Worse.
Worse. What?
What, he got
Wedged.
bottomed out?
They got wedged in.
Wedged.
He got bombed. Yeah, no, the boat got wedged.
Wow.
Matt
Holy
got
shit.
bottomed out in the Tunnel of Love.
Damn.
Sounds like a normal week. Matthew.
He didn't get popped off.
So, future of Blackpool Pleasure Beach. What
Future
do
of
people
Blackpool Pleasure Beach.
What
What
would
does
you wanna
everybody
do?
think's going to happen?
Can I just say something though to save my own skin? So
No.
earlier on, obviously, we have a chat and we were talking about what this episode was going to be. And Luke, at some point, but I wasn't paying attention, said that we were all going to give opinions on like how we would have the park to be, right? And you know, and then we would put it to like a vote to you guys in the chat. However, I've just completely ignored that. So I'm sat here now, and Luke, before we came live, Luke's like, right, so has everybody got their ideas written down for their parks and how amazing it's going to be? I'm like, no.
No.
So I'm going to wing it. So if you come to me and I don't say anything, that's fine. Okay.
All right, Emma, what do you think's going to happen?
You're saving your
fine.
own skin.
I'm just being transparent, you know. I'll sit here and drink my drink. I'll listen to all you first, and then I'll chime in at the end.
Right. James?
Flatten it.
Just level the
Dave.
whole park. And
Not
start
just a park. Just carry on.
Just
Keep
No,
going.
just
You
delete.
can't
that.
say this. Like, as Northerners, we can't
Can't stop
allow
it
any
now that it
Blackpool
goes to just keep going.
meanness.
What,
At
just
what
level the
point does
whole,
Melby-
just level the whole northwest of England.
Yeah. At what point does Velvet Coaster actually become Pleasure Beach? Like,
Pretty much is, right?
What, it
It
hasn't
should just-
already?
well, I mean, it should just be in the park at this point. Like,
No, that one thing they should do is flatten Infusion and put
Yeah.
something decent there.
mhm.
Just
It is an
anything,
eyesore.
really.
It is horrendous to ride. It's a good bit of space that they could use. Get something decent.
Like what?
What would you put there?
An idea.
Ghost Infinity.
Well,
Ooh.
That's what I would go.
I've
Striker, Big Dipper.
there you go.
Or a striker.
I came up with the idea for removal of infusion and add a Max Striker coaster, but the world's first dueling model.
Is there enough
So
room for
more-
that?
Yeah,
Do you think?
Oh, Strikers become. Have
They
you not seen
can
Fantasiana and
have you seen it?
Rena
You can
Prata?
easily do that. Easily,
Mm,
Are those dueling?
easily.
Not dueling, but
yeah,
I
you're gonna
reckon you
need a
could
bit of
fit it.
room.
Nah, I reckon you could fit.
No, they probably.
Yeah, of course, make it fit.
And I'm just
Pleasure
talking
Beach.
shit.
They can fit.
What would you put there, Mikhail?
Well, I was gonna say, Luke, you said off camera that you have some detailed like
I do.
ideas and things,
or even Reborn
of
Guy.
where or what they could go.
Get rid of it being an SLC, turn it into an STC.
Not a
Upgrade.
bad idea.
Instantly more comfortable.
Going with
Yeah.
flying. I mean, that would
Mm.
be. See,
That'd be a
don't-
strange part to
they
have
were
it.
to
it'd be cool,
If they
but
were
like,
to replace that with an STC, I could see it making more sense to replace that plot of land with a different like coaster or attraction and put an
Yeah.
STC elsewhere in the park.
Yeah,
Just from a marketing standpoint, like that makes
Yeah.
more sense to me.
yeah, for sure. I would just
Yeah,
really
that's
like to
so.
see. I'd just love to see a Max Striker in that spot. I think you could do so much in that area. I mean, I even fit a B&M inverted coaster in there in No Limits to scale. So I've worked in that space creatively, and there's a lot of room. There's loads. And obviously, if you integrate like Big Dipper and Icon in there as well in the area, I think you could do something really special. And I think they could, because they're theming up they're redoing like the front of the prom where the north entrance was downwards
Mhm.
where the boulevard is.
Mm-hmm.
I really think if they did that whole area as a like something brand new, a new coaster there would be epic. Even, you know what, I would quite happily substitute Infusion for like Loki, Liseberg, like the big swinger rides. Like I think they're pretty cool.
Well, there was
Over the-
whispers,
over
right,
the
of them
water.
getting a gyro
Over the
swing
water,
ride.
man. Yeah, like towards Icon, towards Big Dipper, like that could
Yeah.
really work. And then maybe build your coaster on the other side where Grand Prix was, and build an Intamin hot race or an RMC single rail.
sorry, Karen, a red and blue dueling
I
hot
was
race
just reading.
called Ice Hot would sell it to a man.
Do you know what? I reckon they could actually
Have
do
it be
that.
sponsored by Icy Hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Hot ice the ride. Would be pretty cool. But yeah, where Grand Prix was, now they've removed like most of, not all of it. It's a big area, isn't it? And
Yeah.
it looks very similar to what they had with Icon when they first got rid of the bridge, and they started construction there. So I'm optimistic about that area. I think they're going to do something pretty cool. I would like to see a single rail dueling coaster. An RMC one would be nice. Something fast, something aggressive, but smooth. So I don't know. There's loads you could do in that area. Again, you could put flat rides there as well, and just build a whole new like land, and maybe theme that land to Icon and give Icon a coherent theme within an area. I don't know. There's loads you could do around the Grand Prix area, but I feel like one of the biggest things that they could do for me is update Wallace and Gromit to Vengeance Most Foul. And
Well, they
at
did
least
say in the release that there
add
would
some
be
scenes to
merch.
it. Yeah, they have released merch. They've got Norbert now, apparently.
I'm sure there's plenty of space in there for them to add a couple of extra seats, especially at the end where it's just them telly screens. They could easily put something.
And there's like there's actually a few dark spots, isn't there, still as well within the ride. So they could just like do overlays on that. But I think they could quite easily integrate that. Maybe.
Can we just stop a second, James? What is wrong with you? Like, what happened today? Why are you so angry? Like, we don't need this kind of negativity, okay?
Why would you want to remove Wallace and Gromit? It's a class dark ride.
You just said remove. just like that's been his response to like 3 things. This episode has just been just remove it. Remove it.
So, so he just agrees. So James just agrees with James.
James.
Yeah.
Tell us what.
James agrees with James.
Matt's on his side as well. Matt's always slagging off Wallace and Gromit. I like Wallace and Gromit. Okay, I won't hear a word about it.
I love it. It's such a chill ride, and we haven't got any. I ain't got many like that in the UK anymore. Where it's just a fun dark ride. It's what we're lacking, to be fair. And I mean, even River Caves being shut has a big impact on the park, I think. Especially people who are coming over from like the States and from different places in the world, because it does get a lot of international travel, Pleasure Beach, when people come out to Walton Towers and stuff like that in Fort Park, especially for Hyperia, and they can't ride it.
Janky dark rides like Alice in Wonderland as well.
The Ghost Train.
And a Ghost Train that people from outside of the UK come over and experience, and it's one of the things that they one of the things that they talk about like the most, just like these wacky, quirky dark rides in it.
Yeah.
Like they add a lot of character to a place like Pleasure Beach.
Yeah, they do.
Like they're not like your fucking Forbidden Journeys and Rise of the Resistances and Flight.
Yeah.
Obviously not. They're not supposed to be.
Just you missed a Toad.
Yeah. But
that's what I like.
No, they give character to a place like Pleasure Beach. It's like when you go to somewhere like Kennywood or Indiana Beach, somewhere like that, and it has like the janky, the kind of rides and attractions and stuff. But you don't want to like level those out just because it's not the most like modern dark ride, like not shit like that. What they should take out is, well, I mean, like, does anyone have any sort of like qualms about just getting rid of Steeplechase?
No,
because like, what is it? I mean, like, does anyone have any like strong feelings towards that thing? Oh, like,
yeah,
like,
that is a big plot of land. But I don't
it hurts your bum. It hurts your bum. It hurts your hips. It does to ride stop because it does, and you know it does. Okay.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable and also slightly frightening when it goes around them corners. It is. It
something about taking a lift hill up on a horse. It's a bit weird. You know what I mean?
Like it's just like it's the type of like it. It should be one of those so bad it's good, like coasters.
Take the piss out of it when you go on it.
That are just a meme to ride and laugh at, but it doesn't do it. It doesn't have much funny factor to it for it to be like it's just there.
Yeah, and it's a massive area that as well. When you think, I know they're keeping it for heritage and stuff. Is it not like the last one though? Might be wrong, or last one of two.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Last one?
Yeah. I think it's the last one.
So I understand why it's still there, but really, it just doesn't serve a purpose for me anymore. Like I don't ride it anymore. I'll ride it if I go with someone new who like wants the creds or something. Okay. But
yeah.
I can't be bothered queuing up for it. Like the loading procedure is just awkward and
it's a load of bollocks.
It takes a long time and it hurts. So
throughput's terrible as well. Like it is genuinely horrible.
And if it's too windy, you're getting stuck. And it's always windy.
Yeah. Wait, you said James?
Awkward moment when you do actually still need the cred.
Do you need the cred of Steeplechase? Did we not go on it?
I've only been to Blackpool once or twice.
Yeah, I think you have. Yeah.
And it was
at the other end of the country.
So it was busy when we were there, and it had a fucking queue, and then we were like,
yeah. We had other things to ride, like everything else. Yeah. Nah, we'll get you on that cred, and I'll see if it's still jank and shit like it. But I did see some test footage actually of Big One going round the other day, and it was fucking flying round. It looked rapid.
Really?
Yeah. Honestly, Mikhail, it looked really quick.
It's interesting to see what they've done though, because this is the first year in a while that they've not replaced any track in it. So
Yeah. It'll probably be all right. Tazika. Wait, what?
They're not. I mean, they're not.
Don't trust a company from Haywood.
They're not retracking any more of it, are they?
No.
Yeah.
They're
Not at the moment, no.
No.
I think it's just ended it now.
But Tazika is still doing Colossus, though, right? Thought.
I have no idea.
I thought they said they were still doing. No, they've not gone bust, have they? Oh, poor
No, because I saw a sign down the end of the main road here. Tazika are doing some work because I saw a sign and went,
okay.
oh. So they're doing something.
That's good.
I don't know if they're even still doing Colossus.
Wow, that's insane. Like,
yeah, they had a whole to do. I didn't know.
Because just the issue of that one piece
of track, yeah, you can't
took
do that,
forever to get right.
Yeah.
So I think the main thing is just making Colossus look better because they painted loads more of it this year, I believe.
It looks really good what they've done. It looks great, and the station and building and
it's great from certain angles.
Yes,
when they've been painting them, because when we went last year, it would be like, "Oh, that looks so nice," and then you walk 5 feet to the left, and you're like, "Oh, I can see the back of the thing they painted."
Yeah, well, that's why I don't go forth every year from Manchester. I wait. Like, I've still not ridden Hyperion, which is insane.
Need to get down for Hyperion. Yeah.
I know. Life's just been crazy, man. It's just been insane. But this year I will.
It opened and then just closed for like a month.
Yeah, it opened and closed when I could have actually have gone down and rid it. So I just couldn't be asked finding the time to get back down. And obviously I had some other credits to get, like Iron Gwazi, for example. So that all my money went on that. So yeah, I couldn't get down to Fort. But this year I'm going to get down to Fort, finally ride Hyperion, see what the hype's about. I'm not expecting anything. I'm not expecting anything. I'm going with no expectations whatsoever. And I hope it just blows my mind, I suppose. It looks cool. Looks impressive. Looks intimidating. And I am excited for it. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Something about Thorpe. It's so fucking far away.
It is. It's a mooch for us, isn't it? It's well far.
It's harder to get to than going to Manchester Airport and getting on a fucking plane to somewhere. It's
See, the thing is, I'm not that far from Thorpe, and even I have that thought because I have to go on the M25. So just that puts me off going because I'm like,
it's cheaper for me to go to Madrid this weekend than it would.
It's literally cheaper to go. Yeah, it's so cheaper to go anywhere else. Like,
it's just like I go to Thorpe, and it takes me like 3 hours to get there because there's shit going on the M25. I'm like,
yeah,
what's the point?
Just under 4 hours for me. Just under 4 hours, but I am going for the only weekend, like the Saturday, Sunday. So I'm taking Jack a bit because they've not done.
Are you just on Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, I'm not going on Friday because I've got to go to work. But go it's that Friday night and then Beyond Park Saturday, Sunday. Bringing Jack a bit. They've not done Hyperion yet.
Bringing it back to the
I was just about to
topic. Honestly, like the first thing I would do is rip out these phone scanning things at each ride.
I need to go back to wristbands.
Overhaul this whole shit. Just
go back to wristbands, man. Like, it's not hard.
Well,
Liseberg do it.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to do that, if you want to do this whole like data scanning thing to track movement around the park or whatever, then do that. Like, stop making people waste their phone batteries throughout the day and have to be in front of phone screens all day for no reason. There's better ways to do that.
The thing is, though, like it's a park that you have to pay to get into. You should just adopt the fact that people are in your park and that's it. They've paid to get in, right? So
they've paid to get in. Like, you're getting attendance revenue. Like,
and you can still have turnstiles. You just don't need to have data attached to it. Like, there's still turnstiles at like Disneyland Paris. People go through, but it doesn't. You don't scan anything.
That's the first thing I'm doing.
Just do what a lot of other parks do if they have an app. Part of their terms and conditions is as you walk past certain points in queues, there are Bluetooth sensors. If it gets a ping off of your phone, they've collected some data.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a system in a lot of parks around the world.
It's added stress, and especially I know they do this whole thing with the scanning, and they go, "Oh, you can put all the family on one thing." No, you can't, because you scan it once and then it doesn't let you go through again. Like if I go with my 2 kids, I have to do it 3 times. It doesn't let you scan the family one. It just scans it once, and then it won't let you through again. So I have to do it 3 times. So then I'm scanning through.
She's like, I agree.
On. Yes, family not scanning.
It's just a pain in the arse. Like, to be honest, if you're on your own, like, I mean, if I'm on my own, I just go to guest services and I end up just getting a ticket. Especially for rides like Valhalla, where if you have to take your phone at risk of it just getting broken.
Why would you literally advertise it as the wettest ride in the world, and then you got to take your phone on with you? What? Fuck off! Like, stupid. I think just using a bit of common sense in that park. Like, it's north of England, we should just use more common sense. That is. That's what it should be.
In terms of rides, I mostly agree with what you guys have said. Like getting rid of Infusion and replacing it with either a Gust Infinity coaster or a Market Stream Mark Striker.
That'd be all right.
Or a Market Extreme Spinner like elsewhere in the park. You like one thing you're not doing is fitting a Market Extreme Spinner in that plot.
You could fit in the steeplechase one.
No. Yes, that's what I was gonna say. But a Mark Striker coaster or a Gerstlauer Infinity coaster, like a compact, like a Hang Time or Monster at Adventureland Iowa or something like that, like a really punchy one. Not that Hang Time's punchy. It's not that intense. It's fun though. But yeah, like something like that. In that plot, I think would go really well. Yeah. I wouldn't be mad at them throwing a really good water ride on that plot, like putting a power splash in there. You've already got the water bed. It's a perfect
and throw back to the log flume.
Literally, like pay homage to the log flume that used to Icon's plot. That'd be great for that spot, I think. For the replacement of the Grand Prix plot of land, I think that's that would be great for an RMC Raptor to wind its way around Avalanche there. I think that would look really good. You might have to elevate the station building to give some space for the queue line. Have it right where the Grand Prix station building was, and then have it go out into that plot in and around in and around Avalanche. Have it cross over the pathway that
goes
from Avalanche's lift over to Icon's entrance.
Where the monorail used to
have a stall going over that have a stall going over that pathway. That would be really cool. Or something like that. Custom layout, really get creative with that plot line. I think
they could, because it's what they're very good at. You give a major manufacturer that plot of land and they'll do something special. Definitely.
And then I want to see this intimate gyro swing somewhere. As well.
That's it. I couldn't think of what it was fucking called.
I want to see this intimate gyro swing somewhere. I don't really know. If that car park on the other side of the Impossible building, is that what car park is that? Is that staff parking or
not sure?
Or whatever. It's just... that could be prime real estate for. If you wanted to use that, if you could relocate the use of that car park to somewhere else,
that might be being used for that renovation of the prom, where the apartments or something.
Wasn't that where that
what with big
wheel was going to go
underneath it? Yeah, above it. Yeah.
Was that not where that big wheel was going to go when there was talks of that? That was going to go in that car park on that end. I think that car park isn't generally used for stuff. I think sometimes they use it as overflow for Boulevard.
Okay.
I know that in front of that you've got the old Bowlerdrome. And all that and stuff. And obviously all that's getting renovated. So yeah, if you incorporated that car park into where the Bowlerdrome and as well, you've got Planet Rock on top of there, like all that area, you could get rid of that. And I suppose when you think about it,
sorry, that's not Impossible Buildings further down. But yeah, you know which building I'm talking about.
If you think about as well how creative Pleasure Beach can be with like going over things, under things, around things, through things. If you're speaking about taking away infusion, do you feel like there is any way that they can go over the top of Big Dipper Bridge? You know, over the top of like over Planet Rock, and then more area around where infusion is, if they wanted to put something along down there.
Definitely, I think so.
What, like for another coaster? You mean?
Just saying, like you were saying before about where infusion was going, and we were saying about get rid of it, but it's not the biggest area.
Yeah.
There's always been whispers about people wanting where Bowlerdrome is at the moment, and that kind of row about taking that out to put some kind of family ride in. But if you wanted to, you could incorporate that area and go over the top of where
a great station.
The bridge is over the top of Dipper and down into infusion. Because they're great at doing things like that, Pleasure Beach. They're great at just making it fit, let's be honest.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they have great relationships with they have a great relationship with Mac from Icon, and you know what they managed to achieve with that is ridiculous. So I really do believe that they could do something special with that area.
Mac and Amanda Thompson relationship, like she's always randomly at Europa, for some sort of event. It's just like, okay, she's with Roland again.
I think Pleasure Beach are waiting for like Universal to start kicking off a bit, and they've probably
I don't think they could afford to do that though, because it's been a long time. What was Icon 2018?
No, I mean like they're not going to wait for Universal to open. I mean like they're going to wait for the big announcement to come out whenever it finally comes out.
Even that, surely they know about that already and know about like they've got something up their sleeve. I think it comes a point now, because obviously Universal is going to get approved and not going to open for years, but they got to do something now rather than waiting for that. And I'm not saying like waiting, but you were saying about an announcement. I think it's too late. I think since Icon, not a lot has gone on. I know they put a lot of money into Valhalla, and I'm grateful for that because I love Valhalla. You know, and they've done some restoration on Big Dipper and yada yada yada. But I think it's about time now that we at least this year have some kind of announcement about their next big thing. Because
I think this announcement that they actually did, which we've been crying out for a long time for Pleasure Beach to be transparent with everyone, is a step in the right direction for them. And maybe they've seen the response from it and gone, you know what, we probably could announce what our next big plans are, and people will get excited about the park again, because they timed it perfect with opening day being on Saturday.
But you could read that though, and although they've been transparent, like we keep saying transparent a lot tonight, you know, they're being honest and open, and they're letting us know that they're getting rid of X, Y, Z, which is great. But then at the same point, it's also like, well, what are you doing about it? Because that is a handful. Okay, they might not be utilized to their greatest potential at the moment. Rides, but that is a lot of rides to get rid of. What are you going to do about it? So I think they need to follow it up now with something else and be like, I know they've got launch pads at the beginning of the season, and they're announcing whatever about River Caves now. But in terms of their next big investment, I think that they've got to kind of pull the socks up, and at some point soon,
I think they will
give us a clue.
I genuinely think they will. And like saying that you're closing rides and stuff like that, but also teasing the fact that they're going to be doing stuff with Wallace and Gromit. They're going to be, they've got big plans. Saying that they've actually got that is nice, because normally Pleasure Beach just keep their mouth shut completely. We don't even get that out of them, and things just turn up. So it's nice to know that maybe something that we will get an announcement on, we'll be able to plan for it. But I think what I was leaning towards with Universal is the fact that they know they've got some classic rides at Pleasure Beach. And obviously they've invested in the Big Dipper. They're going to be investing in Grand National and stuff like that. And they've retracked some of the big one. Fair enough. People might like it. People might not. But whoever's coming over for Universal GB, there is a high possibility they'll be going to Blackpool Pleasure Beach if they're coming from the States. And I think that their iconic rides,
Somehow I don't know about that.
Well, if you're going to, okay. Well, I've just said that I'm going to LA, and I'm going
enthusiasts, maybe.
Yeah, enthusiasts.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people still.
General public coming up. Let's be clear. Like Universal GB is attracting general public and non-enthusiasts. 90% of people, like 90% of the people at least who are coming over from other countries to go to Universal Great Britain may not even know Blackpool Pleasure Beach exists. I don't think. Like, I think that place, you know, like aside from the fact that they're from opposite ends, that they're on opposite ends of the country. Most people coming over from not only the States, but also other countries in Europe.
Yeah,
are just general public families who who know about the Universal brand from going to Florida or to a lesser degree California, and just seeing that pop up closer to them and being like, oh yeah, let's go there.
Matt's got it. They will when Blackpool start advertising with a van outside Universal.
Sure.
I don't know. Like the thing is though, James, like in the chat, like they do. Like I've spoke to loads of people who go to like Disney and Tokyo and stuff, and then go to other parks. Like
as enthusiasts, though, maybe.
Yeah, but still, like Alton Towers,
Alton
Towers is going to pull people, and if they do something special, like put a new coaster in, then I imagine people will go. And even if it's just for half a day or whatever, like they might do. And I think they've got a
even and to be honest, like again, like even if they do know about Pleasure Beach, like it how far away it, like from Bedford to Towers is a trek. You think they're gonna go up even further?
Yeah, I do. Beach? I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how many parks will benefit in the UK from Universal. Some will struggle.
I don't know.
I do not see
James
people.
Says.
Yeah,
general public coming over to the UK for Universal.
Oh yeah, they'll be going to Disneyland Paris. Absolutely,
they will. Yeah. With how easy will be to get from Universal GB Paris, down into London over to Paris.
Yeah,
it's quicker to get to Paris than it would be to get to Blackpool.
Yeah,
I think you'll be pleasantly surprised what it does to the UK.
Because like not only because with this like
the whole reason people are making an announcement is because Universal's coming.
With this proximity discussion, we're not just talking about how far away it is. We're talking about ease of getting up there. You're talking about like which train are you getting up to fucking Manchester or Liverpool?
UK
or wherever.
Public transport infrastructure for going up north like that from Bedford is shit.
It's fucked.
It's not easy to do. People aren't going to do it.
It's absolutely fucked. Like
I don't know.
If it was much better, we'd have much more of the. How many people have we like from the even inkling that this Universal Park could be in Bedford? How many people did we see popping up out of the woodwork? Oh, that's only 20 minutes away from me. Most of the UK enthusiast community is down south, and how many of them complain about how far away Towers is and how hard it is to get to Towers?
Well, yeah, but they still go
unless they drive. Most people aren't like most people, let alone general public who want ease with their holidays as much if not more so than anything else. Most people are gonna see how far away Blackpool is and be like, "Oh, I can't be asked doing that trip."
Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm right. Maybe we're all wrong.
That's just my opinion.
But like my opinion is that if the parks in the UK are having to make changes because Universal is coming, they're not going to do it if they don't think no one's going to turn up. Like Alton Towers have to do something. Thorpe has to do something.
Yeah, but
If
that's for
Universal
like
is
people that
built-
live in the UK.
No, not necessarily.
Really, like if you were talking about Towers competing with Universal, Towers are putting in rides because okay, you get the odd people come over that aren't enthusiasts. But in reality, Towers are putting in a new ride to compete with Universal for the people that live in the UK to keep them coming to their park and maybe having a season pass for Alton Towers rather than going, do you know what? Actually, I'm going to go get a season pass for Universal instead because it's better in their opinion. I think that's. I don't.
I also think that no matter what Blackpool does, like in terms of moves it makes in light of Universal, people are gonna have to tailor their expectations. And not saying that one is necessarily like way better than the other. Like it's not even that. You go to a Universal park for completely different reasons that you go to Blackpool, somewhere like Blackpool Pleasure Beach, like a seaside amusement park. You're gonna have to tail like most people that when you go to fucking what the fuck's it called, Disneyland Paris, like when you go to Disneyland Paris as a member of the general public, from the general public's perspective, are you also tacking on Negloland to that trip? Are you also tacking on Jardin Acclimata, whatever the fuck that
Park
park is
Asterix,
called?
which is 40 miles away.
Park Asterix is more of a theme park. That's why I didn't
Park
mention
Asterix is a potential because it is relatively
and
easy
it's
to
also
get to.
pretty much next door to Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
Are you also tacking on fucking
I don't know. I'm
any
not
of
them
these other
people.
tiny French parks at the other side of the country?
Yeah.
No, but that's my point. Like it's a relatively small seaside amusement park on the other side of the country to where Universal GB is going to be. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you're saying. I agree and I disagree as well, which I'm entitled to.
I don't know how much Universal will, like, people saying that UK parks will have competition. I don't necessarily know if it will encourage the competition that they think it will. It will be competition between Merlin and Blackpool
Universal.
still.
I
don't think that they'll just ignore Universal because Universal's happening. They can't really keep up with it. So it will still they'll still concentrate between the parks that they are at the moment.
I agree with that.
Maybe.
Like
James,
you look in France, pretty much all the French parks ignore what Disneyland's doing.
Oh yeah.
And they compete with each other because they're not going to be able to compete with Disney, so just let them get on with what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fair.
Completely different target markets, completely different, like, well, not completely different, but like different demographics who are looking for that destination park resort experience. Like Disneyland Paris is competing with Efteling and Europa Park, not Negloland. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And Negloland is the main.
I'd say Disneyland Paris and Europa Park are probably the two main.
I would say Efteling as well. Would you not
I don't
say
even think
Efteling?
Efteling's starting to get into it, I think, but
I don't think Disneyland Paris care. Like you say, I think they just do what they want to do. They always have. Yeah, they don't even tell the fans like what they're doing. They just fucking do it. Like,
yeah. Whereas somewhere like Negloland or even Park Asterix as well, like they're more concerned about what Wallaby Belgium is doing, or what Plopsaland is doing, or what I get it. Overland, like those smaller parks.
I guess
James, the Orlando visitors. Sorry, I'll just say this.
Yeah.
Like Orlando visitors to Funspot. I kind of think that's a bit of a different situation, given the fact that Funspot intentionally stays open later as an option for people to go to Funspot after Universal.
Especially in Kissimmee, the one down at the bottom, which is in the old town, which pulls in a lot of tourists. Like
I think Funspot's location is relatively easy to get to.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
So it's like that's still open while they're on their way back to the hotel.
Universal Orlando in at the very least in recent years, is known for closing relatively early now.
Yeah,
like it doesn't stay open until like some
City
points
Walk
during,
does,
some
but
points,
the park
some points
doesn't.
during the year. Yeah. City Walk will stay open because like
Yeah.
their bars and restaurants, they stay open. Like some of their bars stay open until like 2 a.m. But the parks, they at some points during the year they'll stay open until like 9. And that's pretty much the latest they stay open until now. Most of the time around the year it's like 7 or 8 p.m. closes.
Yeah.
Fun Spot closes at like midnight.
Yeah, and the rest. Sometimes it can be even more than that.
Yeah.
Especially when I'd been in like June. Jesus, like in summer it's open.
And I think that's intentional to soak up visitors who are coming out of, Universal and other places as well.
Yeah.
Just for a late night like hangout like vibe kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's what I go to Fun Spot for anyway.
Going back to my point about Universal and Blackpool, I think I'm coming from a place of hope and just like I just want it to do so much for us.
Which is fine.
I want it to do so much for us and put us on the map. Like, and hopefully parks can benefit somehow. If it is just 300 or 400 enthusiasts or whatever extra a year that come over and visit the park, it'll be good. But
it just depends on how the park reacts, though, because
yeah, absolutely, it does.
If they can jump on the marketing of Universal and get their name out there internationally, then yes, people will go, oh, maybe I'll add that into the trip.
Maybe, but saying maybe is like enough, like because it wouldn't even
Blackpool definitely would need to be on it to get.
They would need a big announcement. Towers would need a big announcement. I agree. I agree with everything everyone said. It's like I just want it to be fucking amazing, man. Like I want the UK theme park industry just to be insane.
The UK Coastal Wars.
Yeah, I want a war. I want rivalries. I want competition. Competition is good for everyone. Like if we don't have competition, what's the point? Like Merlin have held the monopoly for years and years and years and years and years. It's time. It's time now. Like
I'm much more interested to see what the Merlin parks, what Merlin does with its parks. Like as Universal continues to become a thing, and like after the fact and stuff, more so than Pleasure Beach personally.
And the fact that Universal in their plans has like a couple of different stages to the construction as well. Like stages to what they're going to build. I think, it's just going to be years and years and years of just fucking amazing shit if it happens. I really hope it happens. But
according to what was it, the Sun?
Yeah, the Mirror, the Mirror,
one of the tabloids,
the fucking Mirror of all people. So yeah, I'm just hyped and guys, if you're going to Blackpool, have a fantastic time this weekend. Emma had a great time in Madrid. And everyone behave.
Don't get kicked out of velvet.
Be careful. Remember that top floor and they'll stop serving you. They've done it before.
They won't even let you up there. They won't
even let you. No.
Yeah, they literally kicked us out of the top floor.
Yeah, they did.
No, I remember that.
Matt says no. Matt is not going.
No. Fine. Don't.
I can't wait for videos of Matt
for the stories.
Every time Matt goes out, I live for waking up in the morning and watching back all the weird videos he sends me. It's great.
If someone just goes live from Weatherspoons on YouTube, like I think you would do very well on your channel. Just do it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. It's been a long one. It's been an hour and 30, but we appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, because we're almost at 500, which would be insane if we could get to 500 subscribers. And have a great opening weekend, everyone. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace.